Hello there. My name is Mr. Manson. I'm the Vice Principal at Cullybackey College. And in this short video, I just want to do a very quick explanation of the different options for Year 11 starting in September 2023. Already this year, I've been involved in a process where I have been talking to and getting some information from the students about the different subjects that they are interested in as they move from Year 10 into Year 11. The weird thing is that moving into Year 11 and starting GCSE courses and the different equivalent courses is a big step. It's important that your child is ready to work from the very first day of September. They're going to have proper GCSE exams during Year 11 and some at the end of Year 11 as well. So each student needs to be aiming for a minimum of 5 GCSE passes to make sure that they keep the doors open for whatever the next step is that they want to take, whether that's going to the NRC, doing apprenticeships, or maybe coming back to school for A-levels. So at the start of the year, and before the Christmas exams, I did remind pupils that their results in the different exams that they've been doing this year would shape the choices that they have for next year. And in particular, the students need to be mindful that the classes that they are ending up in English, Maths and Science will be based upon these exam results. But now it's time to start thinking about the final choices. Each year at Cullybackey College, we aim to offer as many different courses to students as possible within the constraints of our teaching timetable. This year, Cullybackey College has offered Year 11 students a total of over 32 courses, of which 15 are classed as either general or academic courses and 17 are practical or vocational courses. The options are structured in such a way so that we can try to support our students as much as possible to make the right choices so that they can aim for a particular career and achieve the maximum success. The motto of our school is that we are creating opportunities for success. We want to give the best choice, the best opportunities, and the best advice to our students. We want to match your child with the right level of course so that the courses that they choose will suit their needs. We do have a very wide ability range within our school, and we are trying to meet the individual needs of our children as much as we can with the resources that are available to us. And this year we have already sent home one report that helps to show you as parents how your child is doing across the different Key Stage 3 subjects. This helps us to guide the students in the right direction. I always think it's important to remind parents in particular that GCSEs have changed, maybe from whenever you did GCSEs back in the day. In September 2017, these GCSE courses changed big time. And what this meant is that for many GCSE subjects, it's become more difficult to get grade C and above. There is a lot less coursework or controlled assessment, and the foundation tiers that help many of our students have been removed from many subjects. As a result of this, we have had to look at providing a much broader range of courses, including things like Cambridge Technicals, OCN Level 2s, Occupational Studies, Prince's Trust and BTEC courses, where there's maybe more coursework and less emphasis on final exams. But all of the courses that we do are still worth the same amount as more traditional GCSEs. And in fact, some of them are worth 2 GCSEs. So how have we started to think about Year 11 options already? In early January, All of our pupils attended 3 assemblies where they were given information about the different subjects that might be on offer. Pupils took a first survey in January so that we could see if there were any subjects the pupils might want that we were not currently offering. Then later on in January, I sent home a link to a YouTube video where heads of department were able to introduce their subject to the pupils. I also made available an information booklet, which was also made available through the school website and online. We then carried out another second survey to see what subjects our pupils were then interested in. We wanted to encourage our pupils to speak to their parents about these decisions, so you were asked to be involved at this stage. All of this has allowed us to work out what subjects the pupils in this particular year group want to study, so that we can offer option groups that will fit the vast majority of our pupils. Some parents often ask why we run 6 subjects at the same time in our option blocks. And the main answer is that it actually helps to maximise the choice for our students. It means that they've got a big menu of courses that they can actually choose from. And sometimes you will find that there are 2 subjects in the same block. But again, that is all dictated by the demand and whether the students have actually told us that they're interested in those subjects. So what happens next? Well, we are getting close to the final choice of subjects, and today I'm going to be announcing the final options and will give you an option sheet to take home with you. Well, actually, parents, your child will get these option sheets on Tuesday morning at a special assembly. Once the final choices have been made, I will send you a letter in late June to let you know about your child's final subjects. And finally, pupils will also have a bit of time in September to try out these subjects in what I call the transfer window, which is in the first couple of weeks of year 11. If there is space for movement into another subject, I will try to facilitate that. However, once the transfer window is closed, there will be no opportunity for any further change. And parents, please be aware that there are some restraints on the size of some of the classes that we actually can run within the school. So what are the different routes that our students can actually take? Well, all students in our school will take one course in English, Maths, Science and RE. And I would like to point out that the class placement where you end up will be based on your performance in these subjects. It'll be based on the scores and how your scores compare to other people within the year group. For example, in relation to science, we offer 3 different science courses, which I'll talk about a little bit more in a minute, but it will be your results that will put you in the particular place for that particular science course. So let's look at the academic route here. This will probably involve around about 115 of our students in this year group. Our students will take either GCSE English or the Essential Skills Communication English, GCSE Mathematics or Essential Skills Application of Number Maths, or they will do, the GCSE Double Award Science, which is equivalent to 2 GCSEs, or they'll do the GCSE Single Award Science or the OCN Level 2 Applied Science. And any of our pupils who are doing either the Single Award Science or the OCN Science will also do a subject which is called the Prince's Trust Award in Leadership, which is actually equivalent to 2 GCSEs. All of our students will do a course in RE, either the GCSE RE or the OCN Level 2 RE, which is equivalent to 1 GCSE. I should point out that the reason why we do the RE like this is because the Department of Education tell us that we have to offer RE to our students. So what we do is top it up with a little bit more time and make sure that our students actually get a qualification in this. There's also some careers and some non-exam games as well. And then all of our students will also be able to get 3 different options. We also have a second route, which is a much smaller route, and it's up to 18 to 20 pupils. So this is a vocational route. And this is offered to students who are more likely to follow a more practical route, who might be thinking of employment or apprenticeship opportunities after year 12. In other words, they're probably not going to be coming back to do A-levels with us at the end of year 12. The main focus in this area is our link with the NRC in Ballymena, but you'll also get the opportunity to choose some of the subjects from 2 of the option groups within school. I think it's worth pointing out that GCSE subjects have got more difficult in recent years, which means that grades have fallen, and we want to make sure that our students leave with the best possible examination results. We want these pupils to focus on vocational or hands-on qualifications, because we believe that this will actually stand them in good stead for the future. Any pupil who wants to take the vocational option route with the NRC needs to go down this particular pathway. And the pupils are timetabled to go up to the NRC every Friday over the 2 years in year 11 and year 12. They'll experience a range of different opportunities, and they will end up with 2 GCSE equivalent passes called occupational studies through their study here. There is an open day which is taking place on Friday the 3rd of March, and any pupil who has already let me know that they're interested in this particular route has already been given some further information on this. Some of the main areas of study that our students usually follow here are motor mechanicking, hair and beauty, catering patisserie, and sheet metal and manufacturing. Sometimes they also offer some plumbing and electrical wiring work as well. So the subjects that are going to be studied by students in the vocational route will be the essential skills communication English, the essential skills application of number maths, the OCN level 2 applied science, the Prince's Trust Award in leadership, the OCN level 2 RE, their careers and games. They'll pick up their 2 NRC subjects in year 11 and year 12, plus 2 other options from within our option groups. I should point out that we actually put all of the students who are taking this route into one class, because they're going to be out of school on every Friday of the 2-week timetable. This means we actually have to timetable this class as a separate class within our timetabling. The other thing as well is that you will note that some of the core subjects here will be quite similar to the students who are in 11A4 next year as well. So following the 2 straw polls that I've carried out with the students, I have now modelled the best fit for all of the different subjects that we're going to offer next year in our options that are going to actually help the majority of this particular year group. This is what our options offer for next year is going to look like. In option block 1, there will be child development, music, geography, GCSE ICT, history and carpentry. In block 2, you will have the choice from art, geography, carpentry, Spanish, OCN craft, construction and agriculture. In block 3, your choices will be sports studies, carpentry, history, hospitality, motor vehicle studies, drama and business. When you actually are completing your form, I'm going to ask each of you to please tell me your first choice from each option block and also your second choice, just in case I am not able to offer you your first choice. So I say again, please tell me your first choice and your second choice from each option block. I would also like to point out that there are 4 subjects that will not be running this year in our options. And this is because there were not enough people interested in these particular subjects. So the subjects not running this year will be English Literature, French, Technology, and the OCN IT. For the vocational options, this is similar, but you will not have access to some of the more academic subjects. So in Block 3, you will have access to art, carpentry, OCN craft, agriculture, and construction. In Block 3, you will have access to sports studies, carpentry, motor vehicle, hospitality, and drama. So finally, what is it that actually happens next? So as I've already said, students will be given the final options sheet on Tuesday morning in school. Please return this as soon as possible by Monday the 13th of March. It should be returned to the college office, where the office staff will take note of the time and the date received. Please note, this should not go through form teachers, but students should leave this into the college office or reception area, where the office staff there will stamp and put a time when this was received. I cannot guarantee that pupils who return their forms late will be placed in the subjects that they want. And please note that in the event of subjects being oversubscribed for places, I will be taking the order that the forms are returned to school into account. So if you leave your form back late, I cannot guarantee that you will get your subjects. In very late June, usually the last week of June, I will send a letter of final confirmation of your child's path and option choice. Now that said, if I do need to talk to some of the students about any of the options that they have, I will do that usually in late May, early June. Year 10 pupils will also be taking a YELLIS test in June as well. This gives us some very valuable information about the grades that your child is expected to get through the 2 years of their GCSE studies. One thing that might be useful for parents to know at this stage as well is that next year, whenever your student moves from year 10 into year 11, everything does change. Don't be worrying if your child changes form class, because next year the form class placement doesn't actually mean anything, because all of our students will be streamed in English, Maths and Science. Then they'll be put into their different option groups. So if your child goes from 11A1 to 11A3 or from 11A3 up to 11A1, please do not worry about that. The form classes next year bear no relation to anything and to where your child will actually end up in. So finally, can I just remind you to return your form by Monday the 13th of March, okay? And please make sure that you tell me your first and your second choice as well. If you are choosing the NRC route, please just tick the box for the NRC route, and I will then come back to you and speak to you individually about what options you're wanting to do in year 11 and year 12 at the NRC.